Hmm. Rule number 141, open conditionals. Before you learn this rule, you should have an idea about conditional sentences. In English exam point of view, there is one exam topic, conditionals or conditional sentences or if conditionals. All mean the same. And in English, we use the word if to express a condition. Based on that, these are known as if conditionals. And broadly, we have three types of conditionals: present conditionals, past conditionals, zero conditionals. But total, we have four. Present conditionals are two in number: open conditionals and hypothetical conditionals. You should also know that every conditional has two clauses: main clause and if clause. How to learn conditionals? What are the rules? Based on the conditional, you have to use specific tense. It's like learning the combination of tenses. Which conditional takes which tenses? Main clause which tense? If clause which tense? Let us start with open conditional. We should use present tense per the if clause and future tense per the main clause. As I said, when you learn conditionals, you have to focus on two things. One, the main clause, the other, if clause. And you have to focus on the tenses, which tense per the main clause, which tense per the if clause. When it comes to open conditional, main clause we use future tense, if clause we use present tense. Even that you have to focus on. Present tense for if clause, future tense for the main clause. This conditional is also known as probable. Probable means chances are there for something to happen, but chances are 50-50. Imagine you show me a student and ask me, "Sir, do you think he will get the job?" I don't know anything about the student. I'll keep it open. So it is called open conditional. I will say, somewhere I feel chances are there, but I put a condition. I will say, if he works hard, he will get the job. What is the condition here? If he works hard, he will get the job. If he works hard, present tense, if clause, he will get the job, future tense, main clause. And the chances are 50-50. May happen, may not happen. So it is called open conditional, but somewhere we feel chances are there. So it is called probable model. If you work hard, you will get success. If she practices every day, she will speak fluently. I hope you guys got it. Open conditional. Main clause future tense, if clause present tense. And it is also known as probable. Probable means possible. Chances are there. But what are the chances? 50% this side, 50% that side. If he works hard, he will get job. If he doesn't work, he won't get. And either way it may go. Because we don't know about the person, we'll keep it open. Rule number 42, hypothetical conditionals. Any conditional, first you have to learn the tenses and then you have to learn the use. We should use past tense for the if clause and would in place of will for the main clause. If you compare open conditional and hypothetical conditional, open conditional if clause present tense, hypothetical present changes to past. Open conditional main clause future tense and hypothetical future will or shall change to would. These are the changes. What is the use? This conditional is known as improbable. Improbable means chances are not there for something to happen. Again, you imagine there is a student, you ask the question, "Sir, do you think he will get the job?" I know the student not punctual, not regular, not serious. Then, as a master, I feel the chances are very less for the person to get the job. Then I will say, if he worked hard, he would get the job. And in this example, if you worked hard, past tense, you would get the job, you would get success. Would in place of will. And second example, same examples have changed. If she practiced every day, she would speak fluently. She practiced past and she would speak fluently. Will change to would. Many Indian students cannot understand this pattern for two reasons. One reason, we are talking about present conditionals, but here we have used past tense, first confusion. Second, we don't have a similar sentence pattern in our languages because Indian languages are based on logic. English does not depend on logic. I have told many a time. I'll give another example. Imagine some student came to me and said, "Sir, could you please help me? Could you please help me?" And somewhere I feel I will be able to, somewhere I feel chances are there. I'll keep it open. I will use open conditional. I will say, if I have time, I will help you. If I have time, present tense, I will help you, future tense. Student will understand. Another situation, another student comes and says, "Sir, could you please help me? Here, I have a very tight schedule. I'm quite busy. I feel the chances are very less to help him." Then I will say, "I would help you if I had time." Will change to would and present change to past. I would help you if I had time. If I had time, I would help you. Student may get confused because the situation talks about present and future. Then he or she may wonder why master has used past. If I had time, I would help you. What it means, indirectly, I'm telling, I don't have time, I won't be able to help you. The chances are very less, so it is called improbable. We take a negative stand. Here you should think what is the meaning of hypothetical. Hypothesis means a theory based on your feeling but not based on evidence. Once there is evidence, it becomes science. But something you think, you feel, no evidence, that is a theory without evidence. For that, we say hypothesis. Hypothetical. Hypothetical, very difficult for Indian students because it does not depend on logic. On the one hand, it comes under present conditionals. On the other hand, we are using past tense. That is the first problem. What is the second problem? We don't have a similar pattern in our languages. If you worked hard, you would get success. If she practiced every day, she would speak fluently. Rule number 143, past conditionals. These are lengthy, they're very important. They can test you in so many ways. Many competitive exams have given past conditional many a time because they can test your knowledge based on if clause, based on the main clause. We should use the past perfect tense for the if clause and would plus have plus verb past participle form for the main clause. Past perfect tense for if clause and main clause, there's a pattern. What is a pattern? Would plus have plus verb past participle form. Sometimes we may use could, we may use might based on the context, but usually past perfect, past conditional we use would plus have. This conditional is known as impossible. Probable, improbable, impossible. Why is it called impossible? We cannot change the past. Whether happened or did not happen, no one can change the past. Based on that, it is called impossible. Now, listen to another situation. One student came, spoke to me for some time, left, and you asked a question, a different question this time. "Sir, has he got the job?" And he did not study seriously. He did not spend much time. Based on that, I will say, if he had worked hard, he would have got the job. If he had worked hard, past perfect, and he would have got the job, would plus have plus verb past participle form. And it means he did not work hard and he did not get the job. We cannot change that. No one can change the past. I think something went wrong with this. Let me check. I'll give an example here. While typo, if he had worked hard, he would have got the job. Would have got the job if he had worked hard. If clause, past perfect, main clause, would plus have plus verb past participle form. This is important because if there's another pattern, if you drop the word if, here he had worked hard. This is past perfect affirmative form. What is the other pattern which they have tested many a time? If you drop the word if, then past perfect should be in interrogative form. Then how does it change? Had I worked hard or had he worked hard, he would have got the job. This is very important. I'll give another example. If she had come to the party, she would have enjoyed a lot. If I drop the word if, had she come to the party, she would have enjoyed a lot. Many exams they give a question like, if I have had money, I would have bought the car. If I have had wrong, that is present perfect. We should use past perfect. If I had money, I would have bought that car. And they may give the without if. Have I had money, I would have bought the car. Wrong. Had I had money, I would have bought the car. This pattern is very important from the exam point of view. Let us go to rule number 144, zero conditionals. Zero conditionals are not that important, but you have to learn and remember. We should use present tense for the if clause as well as the main clause. Both the clauses take present tense. What is the use? This conditional is used to express habitual actions and universal truths of facts. Habitual actions or universal truths of facts. Look at the example. Whenever it rains present tense. He stays indoors present tense. Both are used in present, and the sentence talks about habitual action. Whenever it rains, he stays indoors. And universal truth of fact, when the temperatures fall, that means whenever the temperatures fall, the lake freezes. The temperatures fall present tense. The lake freezes present tense. Both the clauses in present and were used to express habitual actions or universal truths or facts. These conditionals are very important from the exam point of view. Why are they important? Under pressure, not easy to spot the error. But I tell students, whenever you see the word if, this is an important tip. In the exam, when you see a sentence with the word if, then you have to think of conditional sentences. And you have to look at the main clause to decide the conditional. Main clause is in future tense, open conditional. Main clause you see would in place of will, hypothetical conditional. Main clause would plus have plus verb, past participle form, past conditional. Main clause in present tense, then zero conditional. This is how you have to look at the conditionals. And these conditionals, simple sentences easy to handle, and lengthy sentences, unfamiliar context, not easy. But do remember, once you know the patterns, which tense for which clause, for which conditional, if you're damn sure about that, you have to memorize open conditional, future tense, present tense. Hypothetical, would, past tense. Past conditional, would plus have plus verb, past participle form, past perfect tense. And zero conditionals, present tense. If you remember the tenses, you can easily handle any question based on conditional sentences. But here, I think next rule deals with wishes and desires. That is also equally important. I'll spend 2 minutes, then I will wind up the session. In English, to express wishes and desires, here not wishes like birthday wishes. Something is not there, you wish to have that one. We have patterns. Imagine I am not intelligent, that is present tense, negative form. I will have the wish to be intelligent. How do I express that? I wish I were intelligent, not was. Usually we use was, I, but here we have to use were. I wish I were intelligent. I were intelligent. Present change to past and negative change to affirmative. Another example, I am not a celebrity. I am not a celebrity. That is negative, but I'll give affirmative. I am a celebrity. Some people, they don't want to be celebrities at some point. I am a celebrity, present tense affirmative. Changes to past negative. I wish I were not a celebrity. Were not a celebrity. This is very important. Another dimension, past changes to past perfect. Imagine yesterday I saw a movie, very boring movie. Then what do I say? I wish, first I saw a movie yesterday, past tense, affirmative. I wish I hadn't seen that movie yesterday. Past changes to past perfect, affirmative changes to negative. I will give you an example, negative to affirmative. I did not attend the party yesterday. I did not attend the party yesterday, past tense negative. I wish I had attended the party yesterday. Past change to past perfect, negative change to affirmative. These two also equally important, only a few can handle.